Pranam, Prabhuji's Mataji's. We will sing this song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. It's on surrender. As we hear, there are 6 limbs of surrender, and among them, one of them is like Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written a book by the name Sharanagati, where he has divided songs based on, like, one of the section is Dainaya, which is songs on humility, and this particular is Avashya Rakshibe Krishna Vishwasya Palana, song 1. Like Krishna will certainly protect me, and maintain me. So yeah, one of the limb of surrender is Krishna is my maintainer, Krishna is my protector. And this song basically glorifies the lotus feet of Lord Krishna and the importance of taking shelter, ashray of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So we'll try to sing it today. देखो ना भूजिनो प्रभु তোমার চরণা দেখো না ভুজিনো প্রভু তোমার চরণা অশোকা ভয়ামৃতা পূর্ণ সর্বশানা অশোকা ভয়ামৃতা পূর্ণ সর্বশানা सकल छाड़िया तुआ चरण कमल सकल छाड़िया तू चरण कमाले पड़ियाछि आमी नाथा तव पदताले পড়িয়াছি আমি নাথা তব পদতালে তব পদ পদ্মনাথা রক্ষিবে আমারে তব পদ পদ্মনাথা রক্ষিবে আমারে আর রক্ষা কর্তা নাহি হে ভব সংসারে আর রক্ষা কর্তা নাহি হে ভব সংসারে আমি তব নিত্য দাসা জানিনু এবারা আমি তব নিত্য দাসা জানিনু এবারা আমার পালন ভারা এখন তোমারা আমার পালন ভারা এখন তোমারা বড় দুঃখ পাইয়াছি स्वतंत्र जीवने बड़ो दुख पाइयाछि स्वतंत्र जीवने दुख दूरे गेलो ओ पादवराने दुखे दूरे गेलो ओ पादवराने पाद लागिया रामा तपस्या करिला पाद लागिया रामा तपस्या करिला पद पाइया शिवा शिवत्वलोभिला पद पाइया शिवा शिवत्वलोभिला पद लगिया ब्रह्मा तथा होइला पद लगिया ब्रह्मा तथा होइला पद नारद मुनि হৃদয়ে ধরিলা পদ নারদ মুনি হৃদয়ে ধরিলা Sri se abhoya pada Sri rete dhuriya Parama anande nachi Padaguna gaiya Parama anande nachi Padaguna gaiya Samsara vipada hoite Avashya udhar Samsara vipada hoite Avashya udhar Bhakati vinoda Pada koribe toma Bhakati vinoda Pada koribe toma Kona buddhi prabhu Tomhara charana Kona buddhi prabhu Tomhara charana Ashoka bhayamrita Purna sarvashana Shakala chadiya tuva Charana kamale Sakala chadiya tuva Charana kamale Koriyachi aminatha Tava padatale Koriyachi aminatha Tava padatale Tava pada padmanatha Rakshi amare Tava pada padmanatha Rakshi amare Pad raksha karta nahi He bhava samsare Pad raksha karta nahi He bhava samsare Amitava vidyadasa
हे वर नेलंय ना तुम्ही?
Amitava vidyadasa Janinu eva Amara palana bhara Ekhona tomhara Amara palana bhara Ekhona tomhara Bado dukha paiyachi Swatantra jivane Bado dukha paiyachi Swatantra jivane Dukhe dure gelo
बंद केला उचळीचं
Dukha dure gelo Pada varane Je pada lagiya rama Tapasya korila Je pada lagiya rama Tapasya korila Je pada pariya shiva Shivatva hori Shivatva lobhila Je pada pariya shiva শিবত্বলোভীলা যে পাদলভিয়া ব্রহ্মা কৃতার্থ হইলা যে পাদলভিয়া ব্রহ্মা কৃতার্থ হইলা যে পাদ নারদ মুনি হৃদয় ধরিলা যে পাদ নারদ মুনি হৃদয় ধরিলা সেই সে অভয় পদা শিরেতে ধরিয়া সেই সে অভয় পদা শিরেতে ধরিয়া পরম আনন্দে নাচি পদ গুণ গাইয়া পরম আনন্দে নাচি পদ গুণ গাইয়া সংসার উদ্ভূত হইতে অবশ্য উদ্ধার সারা বিপদ হইতে অবশ্য উদ্ধার ভক্তি বিনোদাও পাঠ করিবে তোমা ভক্তি বিনোদাও পাঠ করিবে তোমা এখন বুঝিনু প্রভু তোমার চরণা এখন বুঝিনু প্রভু তোমার চরণা অশোকা ভয়ামৃতা পুনঃ সর্বশানা অশোকা ভয়ামৃতা সর্বশানা হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম রাম হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম রাম হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম রাম হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম রাম হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম রাম হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম রাম হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম রাম হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম রাম হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম রাম হরে হরে शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तवृंद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंद। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरू श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे पंचतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। Simply tolerating separation from you, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has protected you with great endeavor. So last week we discussed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu attempt to go to Vrindavan. Today we'll continue his journey. Last week we saw how Mahaprabhu again took permission from Ramananda Roy Sam Bhattacharya, who tried to stop Lord Chaitanya continuously for around 2 years. And then finally they felt in their heart that it is not right that we are stopping Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he is always humbly accepting our decision. Then Mahaprabhu again asked that I need your permission. Unless you both give me permission, I won't be able to go. And then Ramananda Roy said, my lord, already the rainy season has started. Please wait till Dashami and then you can depart. So that year also the devotees came, but from Bengal. And when they came, they departed very soon. That was also Lord's arrangement so that he can make an attempt to Vrindavan. And then Lord said that I won't be going directly, I'll be going through Bengal. In that way, I will be meeting with all the devotees also. So then Mahaprabhu started his journey. There is a description of where all he went. Bhuvaneshwar, and then he went to Katak. There Ramananda Roy made an audience with Maharaj Pratap Rudra. Pratap Rudra Maharaj was overwhelmed by seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He paid obeisances to the Lord again and again, um, um, cried tears of love from his eyes, offered various prayers in utmost humility. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased to see Maharaj Pratap Rudra, and he bestowed his full mercy. And that's how Mahaprabhu also became famous by the name one who delivered his mercy to King Pratap Rudra. Then King Pratap Rudra told his governor officers that wherever Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes, wherever he takes baths, wherever he crosses the river, whichever village he goes, whichever path he follows, make shrines, um, um, and wherever he take baths, I want to take bath there and even die there. And he told Mahapatra Ramananda Roy and one more governor officer, Hari Chandan. He told all three of them, um, make new houses for in every village throughout the path of Lord Chaitanya, and um, 5 to 7 houses, and fill the houses with grains. Um, And Maharaj Pratap Rudra also arranged every day for Prasad to travel whole night and to be with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the morning after his morning bathing. And this continued throughout the area wherever, whatever was within the ruling region of Maharaj Pratap Rudra. Then Maharaj Pratap Rudra also requested the ladies and the children. He knew that Mahaprabhu will walk through this path, so he requested he arrange elephants, and on the top of the elephants there were rooms like small tents with it over each elephant because there was a large crowd, so they could also see the darshan of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as he walks. So ladies were waiting, children were waiting, large crowd was waiting, and Mahaprabhu started walking, and he glanced at all of them, and they all, by a darshan of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, spoke softly Krishna, Krishna, and love of Godhead and emotions for Lord Krishna instantaneously appeared in the heart. That is the glorious mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami take us little back and he describes how Gadadhar Pandit also wanted to go with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Mahaprabhu tried to stop Gadadhar Pandit that you have taken Kshetra Sannyas. Mahaprabhu he wanted to teach his devotees that whatever determination you have taken, whatever sankalpa, whatever vow you have taken, you should keep that even in preference to my personal association. So he told Gadadhar Pandit, you have taken Kshetra Sannyas and stay in Jagannath Puri. So you stay here. But Gadadhar Pandit was not willing to listen to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he told, wherever you are, that is where Gopinath is. And wherever you are, that is the holy Dham, Jagannath. Jagannath Puri is famous because of Jagannath, and you are living Jagannath. So wherever you are, that is Jagannath, and wherever you are Gopinath. So I'm not breaking my vow. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not willing to listen. He said, but if you come with me, then the whole world will say that I have made you broke your vow. Then Gadadhar Pandit said, okay, then I will not come with you. You are on your own, you go, and I am just going to see Mother Sachi in Bengal, and I am not following you also. I'll come behind. It is my free will, and I am responsible for breaking the vow. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt that he could not say anything. Then Mahaprabhu and all the devotees were going in front, and we discussed various devotees who were going to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, including Ramananda Roy, Sarup Damodar Goswami, Haridas Thakur, Mukunda Dutt, Govinda, Kashishwar, and there were many other devotees. Two devotees who could not go with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one was Savamata and one was Gadadhar Pandit, because they both have taken Chaitra Sannyas. So then all the devotees went together to Katak, and Gadadhar Pandit alone was coming behind. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Katak, he asked one of his devotees to a personal meeting with Gadadhar Pandit, and Mahaprabhu told Gadadhar that if you wanted to break your vow, you have already broken. You're out of Puri, you're in Katak now. Now you also desire to please me. So if you want to stop from breaking both the vows, one is Chaitra Sannyas and one is desire to please me, and then I would request you to go back. And otherwise, I'll be very displeased with you. Now, I don't want to hear anything else on this topic. And in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu forced Gadadhar Pandit that no more words on this, and you go back if you really want to make me happy. And then Mahaprabhu just left with all the devotees. And as he left, he did not even turn back. Sama Bhattacharya also came there till that point. Then Gadadhar Pandit, he fainted, Murchita Hoila, because he could not join Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Sama Bhattacharya spoke this verse here. Simply tolerating separation from you, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has protected your vow with great endeavor. And then Sama Bhattacharya pacified Gadadhar Pandit by saying that don't feel bad about the Lord. He cannot bear separation from you, Gadadhar, but it is a sacrifice for him. It's very difficult for him to tolerate separation from you, but he's still doing that so that your vow can be protected. And that is his mercy on us. And these are the pastimes of the Lord. And the Lord is completely independent. So we just have to follow the Lord's desire. এই মাতা কহি তান্দ্রে প্রবোধা করিলা দুই জনে সখা কুলা নীলাচলে আইলা. In this way, Somabhattacharya revived Gadadhar Pandit. Then both of them, very much grief-stricken, returned to Jagannath Puri Nilachal. And then they both went back to Nilachal, full of sadness. Prema vivarta iha sunaya ijana achire miliye tanre chaitanya charana. All these are the misgivings of loving affairs. Whoever listens to these incidents gets the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet very soon. These are the pastimes of the loving exchange that Lord has for his devotees. And everything that Lord does is out of pure love and concern for his devotees. But sometimes it may seem a harsh decision. Sometimes it may seem why Lord is acting in that way. But Swami Bhattacharya tried to explain to Gadadhar Pandit that everything he does is out of pure love. Although sometimes it is hurtful and sometimes it is joyful. And the Lord suffers more than us, but he wants us to be glorified and he doesn't want his devotees to be condemned. And these are his pastimes. But everything he does is because he wants our welfare. And he knows he is Trikala Gyani, so he knows past, present, future. He knows what consequences will come. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his party arrived at Yajpur, now the Lord and all the devotees, including the governor officers Harichandan and Mahapatra, they all arrived at Yajpur. The Lord asked the two government officers who had come with him to return. So from there, the Lord told Mahapatra and Harichandan that you all go back. But till that time, they were creating shrines, arranging for food, instructing and making sure no obstruction in the service of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The place called Yajpur is very well known in Orissa. This is still in Orissa district. When we go to Bengal district, that's where Maharaj Pratap Rudra does not have um, uh, influence. So Yajpur is very well famous place in Orissa. It is a subdivision of Cuttack district and is situated on the southern side of Vaitarani river. I think nobody is from Orissa, but those who are, they can relate more. Some people say that this was one of the capital cities of King Yayati, and that from the name Yayati Nagar, the name Yajpur has come. Those who have read Srimad Bhagavatam or have heard Maharaj Yayati was the king. He was married to Devayanti, and then Damayanti had, it's a long story. Damayanti had not very good relationship with Sumishta. And later on, King Ayati was married to Damayanti, but he also has a child from Sumishta, and that created a lot of trouble. And Maharaj Ayati was cursed to become old. Then he exchanged his old age with one of his son, who later on became the king, and Lord Krishna appeared in that dynasty. Then Yayati, after enjoying materialistic pleasure for uh, hundreds of years or thousands of years, I don't remember exactly, he felt unsatisfied, and then he, with full enthusiasm, took to devotional service, attained to a love of Krishna, became very satisfied, and went back home, back to Godhead. A pure devotee of the Lord, who initially was not so much so. Um, During the time of King Yayati, his capital city was in Orissa. It is believed that. And Yajapur, the name also comes because a lot of sacrifices used to happen there. So a lot of yagyas, and from there also it received the name Yajpur. Naturally, the king performed many austerities, and many demigods worship, perform many austerities. So it's a holy place, just like Kurukshetra. So Mahaprabhu arrived there and then he asked two government officers to return. In each and every village, in compliance with the king's order, government officer constructed new houses and filled each of them with stocks of grain. Thus they served the Lord. Um, Maharaj Prataprudra's service continued throughout his wherever his province includes. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally arrived at Remuna, where he bade farewell to Sri Ramananda Roy. Um, Kirchhoff Gopinath was in Remuna that time. Um, this is the same path that devotees would come from Bengal to Puri, and same path Mahaprabhu took back. This was also under the area of Maharaj Prataprutra. When Ramananda Roy and then Mahaprabhu requested Ramananda Roy to leave, when Ramananda Roy fell to the ground and lost consciousness, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took him upon his lap and began to cry. I don't know why Mahaprabhu requested Ramananda Roy or why he forbade farewell at Ramananda Roy. But Chaitanya Charitamrita describes that Lord asked him to go. And Ramananda Roy again, he also became Murchita or lost consciousness when Mahaprabhu requested him that you go from here. But Mahaprabhu has such loving affection for Ramananda Roy that he took him upon his lap. Ramananda Roy began to cry. Rayera Vidaya Bhava Nayaya Sahana Kahite na pari e tahara varanana. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feelings of separation from Ramananda Roy are very difficult to describe. Indeed, it is almost intolerable to do so, and therefore I cannot describe them further. Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami explains the feeling of separation between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Roy. And Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami says that I cannot describe the emotions, the pain. Um, mm, it is almost intolerable to even explain what they went through, what Ramananda Roy went through. And he said that's why I cannot describe them further. Now, these are, there is a difference between um, knowledge and realizations, and advancement Krishna consciousness is based on feelings, and feelings arise from um, our own realizations. Just like it's very difficult for us to understand and very difficult to see things behind the scene, but it is only through the medium of the holy name that one can understand these pastimes of the Lord also, whether it's pastimes of Lord Krishna or pastimes Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just like there were so many instances in Krishna's pastimes. Krishna's pastime, I mean, when we hear about Krishna's pastimes, um, it's difficult to comprehend what all is going behind the scene in those pastimes. Unless somebody describes to them, like great souls or pure devotees, they describe, then we understand the emotions and how overwhelming are Krishna's pastimes. Um, I mean, when we hear, it feels like, okay, this happened, that happened. But then different devotees, especially pure devotees, they have completely different feelings uh, attached to those pastimes. But by hearing from pure devotees, um, they add life to these pastimes. That's why there is so much emphasis on Shravana, because they put their realizations in their words, and that's how we also get rubbed by their realizations. Just like we all know Krishna left Vrindavan um, when he was 11 and a half. Or we also know, I mean, everything is like full of emotions. Actually, Krishna consciousness is full of bhav and full of emotions. It's just a matter of hearing from the right source. Prabhupada says when we hear from the right sources, it has an effect. I mean, everything has so many emotions in Krishna's pastimes. Think about it. all the gopis, they performed Katyayani Vrata to marry Krishna, and then they were married to somebody else. What emotions went there? What emotions went for them to see Krishna or to meet with Krishna? What, how many obstacles and what all emotions at every step, every day, every phase of life, and what all emotions are involved in the loving relationship between the Lord and devotees, what all emotions are involved in when they are separated, and then when they are separated for forever. What all emotions are involved in when Krishna is going to see Kamsa, who is simply um, like everyone is afraid of them. What all emotions are going in when demons are coming, and when Krishna is in danger, or when Krishna's life is in danger, or when Krishna is not wearing the shoes, or it's just going on and on and on and on and on. Like every, it's like full of rasa, or full of um, um, there is thrill, there is fear, there are a lot of emotions involved. But at the same time, the relishment of Krishna Leela and Mahaprabhu's Leela, they are involved in details. The details kind of help us to understand these pastimes of the Lord more, and all the pastimes of the Lord. And when we, like, Krishna Katha is very simple. It's just about hearing. And same way, the pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and loving exchange of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like we got a glimpse of Mahaprabhu's loving exchange, Sarvam Bhattacharya. And what kind of loving exchange were those? Antya Leela actually describes about the emotions, a lot of emotions Mahaprabhu exhibited, and a lot of details described by Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami. And it's just like when we watch a movie, suppose, then we kind of remember for some time, or when we hear say a sad story or a happy story of any friends or family members, then we naturally contemplate on them a lot. Oh, this happened, oh, this happened. Some emotions are there, some fear is there, some love is there, some anger may be there. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. In sometimes in a class. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Mm. So just like Krishna consciousness, or the pastimes of the Lord and the pastimes of the various incarnations of the Lord. So many emotions in each and every incarnation of the Lord. Whether it is like churning of milk ocean, how because Krishna is not different. Krishna and Narayan are same personality. We see in the first canto, the sages are asking Sutta Goswami, tell us about all the incarnations of Krishna. And Srimad Bhagavatam is like, it's a prem scripture that only glorifies love. And who is glorifying it? Sukha. And who is Shuka? Shuka is the parrot of Srimati Radharani. Shuka observed all the pastimes of the Lord, an eternal associate of the Lord. And after witnessing all the pastimes of the Lord, this Shuka came as Shukadev. And then with his nectarian mouth, he is describing about all the pastimes of the Lord, which is actually everything in Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why it's called Srimad Bhagavatam Purana Amalam Premapamatam. It gives love of God. It describes about the Lord, how devotees love the Lord, how um, so many times the Lord comes. Every time the Lord comes, there are so many emotions involved in Bhagavatam. And that's what we want to access. Take any pastime of the Lord, full of these emotions. Just like simple example of the emotions then when Lord Shiva during the churning of milk ocean drank halahal. and it was so poisonous that he also became unconscious, but he wanted to do it as a selfless service to the Lord, because in order to save the planet, he know he is going to suffer, but he know it is good for it is good for, otherwise it will destroy the whole world, and then nobody can take that poison. And then he kept it here, and he's still keeping the whole poison in his neck. That's why his name is Nilakantha. What all emotions he went through to do it, and um, all the present, and the Lord himself, the Lord, gratitude for Lord Shiva for doing that service. Um, what emotions? I mean, these are all detailed pastimes of the Lord. Just like we know, during, I was recently hearing on this particular pastime and even the different incarnations of the Lord. So I was recently contemplating how, like even Lakshmi Devi, she came from the churning of milk ocean, and she came because um, um, actually the demigods were cursed, that um, uh, all the wives of demigods and Shri herself will be lost from their husband. And that's how Lord Vishnu lost the association of Lakshmi Devi, and all the demigods, they lost association of all their queens, and the Lord was feeling separation from Lakshmi Devi, and he was waiting. What all emotions are involved when the Lord is waiting for Lakshmi Devi? And then they churned the milk ocean. That's how Lakshmi Devi came, and she again became consort of Lord Vishnu. There is emotions involved, and when we like someone, we want to hear about all different things about the Lord. Our affection is very directed to the mood of Vrindavan, but at the same time, we should be eager to hear everything about the Lord. That's why we see the devotees who are pure devotees, they are so eager, and Bhagavatam contains the pastime of Lord Ram, churning of milk ocean detail, Varahadev. There are so many emotions involved in this pastime of Varahadev. Um, um, Matsya, incarnation of the Lord. And Bhagavatam needs to be read with the context, with eagerness. Then Bhagavatam will become attractive. If not now, tomorrow. If not tomorrow, day after tomorrow. But Bhagavatam is supremely attractive. It just requires eagerness to hear, um, or to understand, or see what it contains. Um, just simple example, even in first canto, it's just a matter of awakening that eagerness to hear about the Lord. And that eagerness to hear about the Lord will help in purify our anarthas. And that's what Srimad Bhagavatam itself describes, that when the Lord is sitting in our heart, when he sees the eagerness to hear about him, he removes the impurities from our heart. नाष्टा प्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भगवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. One comes to the stage of nishtha because all the impurities are removed by regular attendance to Srimad Bhagavatam. And then also says, Hriday antastohi abhadrani vidunoti suhrit satam. Whatever impurities are within the heart, when the Lord sees, we have developed eagerness to hear about him, and you develop eagerness to hear about Srimad Bhagavatam, about Krishna, about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, about different incarnations, about pure devotees. When we have developed eagerness to hear, then the Lord remove the impurities, because it is not up to us to remove them. It is up to Bhagavatam, up to the Lord to remove them. It's all very simple. Okay, all the Pandavas, they went to Bhishma Dev. What did Bhishma Dev say? Vidura came back. How did Maharaj Yudhishthira receive Vidura? What instruction Vidura gave? What instruction Vidura gave to Dhritarashtra out of his love for Dhritarashtra? What happened? How did the residents of Dwarka reciprocated when Krishna was leaving Dwarka? When Krishna was leaving Hastinapur. When Krishna entered Dwarka, what were the response of the devotees of Dwarka? What did in a conversation between Yudhishthir Maharaj and um, um, Narad Muni, what did Narad Muni tell to Yudhishthir Maharaj, and then what did Narad Muni tell to Nanda Baba? How Nanda Baba came to Kurukshetra and what was the conversation, whom all he met? What did Maharaj Nimi and the uh, the kings, the Navyogendras. What did the Navyogendras spoke to Maharaj Nimi? What questions Maharaj Nimi asked? What did they say? What did Lord Krishna's last instructions to Uddhav? What did he say? So it's all about when we go, like one aspect is to read it, to finish it. One aspect is to read it with eagerness. And everything in Krishna consciousness is dependent upon our approach, how we approach. How we approach Srimad Bhagavatam, how we approach the past and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how we approach Krishna's pastimes. And it requires a certain preparation, a preparation of our consciousness, and something that we want to develop in our consciousness because we are engaging in Krishna conscious activities. Along with engaging Krishna conscious activities, if we put our heart in engaging Krishna conscious activities, then Krishna conscious activities become relishable. And putting our heart, it's just about the consciousness. And Krishna consciousness is a training to develop a proper consciousness to practice Krishna consciousness. It's about preparing our consciousness to receive Krishna consciousness. Okay, I want to know whatever the next chapter is, um, Uddhav. What did Uddhava told Vidura? Uddhav received all the instruction from Lord Krishna. He went, he came, Krishna disappeared. Um, Uddhav came to Yamuna on the bank of Yamuna in Vrindavan and he met Vidur. And Vidur was such a seeker. He was going to holy places and he was such a seeker to hear about the Lord. What did he ask Uddhav? What did Uddhav say? What happened? So just about that eagerness, and we see that this eagerness was in Arjuna. Like my spiritual master says, the scriptures will reveal to us based on our hunger, and hunger is eagerness to hear, eagerness to read, eagerness to know. And Prabhupada says, we are naturally eager, but we may be eager about many things. But if we become eager about knowing the glories of the Lord, and that's what is like, what we want to develop is that eagerness. What happened next? What happened? It can be as simple. These are very, 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 very simple things, but it's just about uh, um, trying to live Bhagavatam, trying trying to be there. For example, if Uddhav is speaking to Vidura, and just imagine for a minute that you are given a chance to be on the bank of Yamuna in Vrindavan, and Uddhav is in front of you, and Vidura is traveling when he was rejected by Duryodhan in Hastinapur, and he was traveling to holy places. He went to Vrindavan. There he met Uddhav in the evening time on the bank of Yamuna, and Uddhav spoke about uh, how much Krishna loved Uddhav. And Uddhav is speaking about firsthand because he was, we know, he was very, very dear to Krishna. And he's speaking about his relationship with Krishna and his interaction with Krishna to Vidur. Would you like to be in that association, in that environment, and hear from him? The Nav Yogendras came, the Prachetas performed austerities, and Lord Shiva came. And now Lord Shiva came, what did he say? What did the Prachetas ask? what mistakes Indra performed. So it's about just trying to be with Bhagavatam, trying to be with Chaitanya Charitamrita, and trying to live those scriptures. And you will see that every pastime of the Lord is filled with there is emotion, there is thrill, but it's just a matter of tuning ourselves to that environment, to that setting, and eager to receive the instruction. And to the extent we are hungry, to that extent, this knowledge will go within our heart and will have an impact on us. How much impact we have on our hearing process is dependent upon how eager we are. When we are not eager, then the impact will be minimal. Devotional service is performed, time is lost, but the impact is minimal. And that's why Srimad Bhagavatam says, one who attentively and submissively hears Srimad Bhagavatam. So there is so much emphasis on attentively and submissively. Submissive means, okay, now I'm ready. I want to know what happened. And attentive. And same principle, attentiveness in reading Bhagavatam, attentiveness in chanting the holy names. To the extent we are attentive, to that extent then our determination to make progress in Krishna consciousness, our clarity of the goal, our clarity of knowledge, philosophy, and understanding, clarity of goal, eagerness to achieve, um, will define our sincerity, and our sincerity will be expressed in our attentiveness. How attentive I am. So just um, so here we see Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami. Think about, we are reading this verse, and I was just reflecting on this particular aspect. Think about the consciousness of Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami. Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami, uh, Rayera Vidyaya Bhava Nayaya Sahana. So Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami is speaking, and he is telling, मुझसे सहा नहीं जा रहा. When रायरा विदाया भाव, जब विदा किया राय को, रामानंद राय को जब विदा किया, वो जो भाव था वो मुझसे सहा नहीं जा रहा. कृष्णस कविराज गोस्वामी ऐसे बोल रहे हैं, कही ते ना पारी ऐ तहारा वर्णना, मैं डिस्क्राइब नहीं कर सकता, मुझसे ये दूरी सही नहीं जा रही. अभी दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द कॉन्शियसनेस कृष्णस कविराज गोस्वामी एंड अवर कॉन्शियसनेस. When we hear, is the same scripture, is the same words, whatever he's speaking we are hearing, but the consciousness and the mood is like there is like zameen asman ka antar bolte hain na. Exactly, that is the difference between pure devotees and those who are trying to become pure devotees. It's our experience of hearing, and everything is dependent upon our eagerness and also Lord's revelation. What all emotions Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving to Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami when he's speaking this. कि राय का विदा का जो भाव है वो मुझसे सहा नहीं जा रहा, तो मैं उसके बारे में बोल नहीं सकता. But when we read then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu feeling of separation from Rama and the Roy are very difficult to describe. Okay, fine. He cannot describe them further. That's okay. Let's see what else comes. So I just thought of taking this verse and see. But at the same time, it cannot be artificial. It is something, it is the mercy of the Lord. When the mercy of the Lord comes, it is the deepness that is acquired within one's own Krishna consciousness, within one's own practice of Krishna consciousness is directly proportional to our growth, our advancement. And that is a difference between bhajana kriya, anartha nivritti, nishta, and ruchi and ashakti. Ashakti, strong attachment, ruchi, strong taste. And bhajana kriya is like regulated and matter of doing it. and this is the right thing to do. And everything is dependent upon, if nothing changes. The holy name doesn't change, the deities doesn't change, the Bhagavatam doesn't change, the scripture doesn't change, the reading doesn't change, the hearing doesn't change. It's just about the absorption that changes in the whole journey. And when we see pure devotees and their absorption, then that association of pure devotees rubs in us, and we develop a hankering to attain what they are experiencing. And this looking forward, where we are, where we want to attain, where we want to go, where we are now, where we want to go. And that brings a eagerness, a greed. This greed will take us forward. And this greed comes to us by association of pure devotees. Why? Because we see them. It like Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami come, can see and you're like, "Arey, unko kya feeling ho raha hai?" What is Rupa Goswami experiencing that he's writing? What is the state of Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur? What is the state of consciousness of Raghunath Das Goswami? What is their state of consciousness and what is my consciousness? And then the feeling may come, oh, I want to serve like that. I want to have the consciousness like that. And when we have a goal and the goal is very lofty, goal is very far, goal is very sweet, goal is very attractive, and there is a desire, then the lobha will arise. Lobha arises when there's a clarity of the goal, there's clarity of where we are, and there is eagerness to achieve that. Even in material existence, आप देखो कोई मैनेजर है, वो से बहुत लोग उसके अंदर काम करते हैं. Many people work for him and he has a very high post, very high salary. Then a material lobha may come, I want to be in that position. Why? Because we know what's there. We see the benefits of those. And we see I am in a very junior position. So lobha may arise. I mean, that's destructive for our Krishna consciousness, but the principle is same. Oh, this devotee, he serves like this. What is consciousness? What all he writes? Wow. And where I am, I want to get there. What this devotee is experiencing, I want that. And then it's like, oh, I really need it. So when that direction is lost, then comes complacency. Complacency means karne ke liye karna hai. Somehow or other we'll do it. And then when the direction, when the lobha or greed is not there, and then when we are doing without any clarity of goal, then we may give into the material desires and act on sometimes envy, sometimes lust, sometimes greed, sometimes anger. And we may be doing regulated devotion with various feelings, and then we may develop lobha for something else because greed has to be there. Like Srila Prabhupada would say, it has to be directed. Lust has to be there, it has to be directed towards love. Greed has to be there, it has to be converted to lobha. So these things have to be converted. If they are not converted, then we'll be greedy for material achievements, more wealth, fame, position, power, control, opposite sex. And then we will develop lobha for these things. And then we start running behind these things. They have to be transformed, parivartan. And that comes by association with pure devotees. I mean, whatever we are doing is just to transfer them. Goal जो हम we cannot be without goals. We have to put energy somewhere. Either we are putting energy in wrong direction or we are putting energy in right direction. That's what we have to decide. That depends upon our faith. The faith can be impure, the faith can be pure. Pure faith is, like Krishna says, prayer sayatmika buddhi ekeha kuru nandana बहुशाखा अनंतश्चा. जिनका बुद्धि व्यवसायत्मिका होता है उनका एक गोल होता है, एक ही हाकुरु नंदना. बट जिनका जो लोग रिजोल्यूट नहीं होते, डिटरमिन नहीं होते कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस में. बहुशाखानंतश्च दे हैव मेनी गोल्स टू अचीव एंड दे वर्क इन मेनी मेनी डायरेक्शंस. कई सारे गोल होते हैं, वो सबके पीछे भागते रहते हैं. तो क्या होता है, भक्ति वीकेंड हो जाता है. और भगवान भी बोलते हैं कि जिनका गोल अलग अलग जगह है, अलग अलग दिशाओं में है, रेजोल्यूट डिटर्मिनेशन फॉर भोग ऐश्वर्य प्रसक्ता नाम. भगवान बताते हैं कि भोग और ऐश्वर्य से जो अट्रैक्ट हो जाते हैं, अ, ना विधीयते, उनमें रेजोल्यूट डिटर्मिनेशन भगवान की भक्ति के लिए एराइज नहीं होता. और हम डिविएट क्यों हो जाते हैं, ये भी हमारे कर्मा के अनुसार होता है. जो भी हमारा अट्रैक्शन है इस भौतिक संसार में, वो हमारा सिंफुल रिएक्शन का रिजल्ट है. जो हमने पहले गलत काम किए हैं पिछले जन्मों में या इस जन्म में, जो हमने गलत काम किए हैं, उसका रिएक्शन आता है हमारे मटेरियल अट्रैक्शन में कन्वर्ट होता है. वो हम देख नहीं पाते. हम देख नहीं पाते कि मैं इसलिए इतनी चीजों के पीछे भाग रहा हूँ, फेम के पीछे, वेल्थ के पीछे, वुमेन के पीछे. मैं इसलिए भाग रहा हूँ क्योंकि ये मेरा रिएक्शन है सिंफुल एक्टिविटीज का इन द पास्ट. भगवान बताते हैं कि जननाम पुण्य कर्म नाम ते द्वंद्व मोह निर्मुक्ता भजन्ते माम प्रवृत्ता. द्वंद्व और मोह में फंस जाता है इंसान. द्वंद्व और मोह मतलब अटैचमेंट और ड्युअलिटी में फंस जाता है. क्यों? बुरे कर्म के कारण, हमारे पास सिंफुल रिएक्शन के कारण. पर जो जन्मों जन्मों से पुण्य, जननाम पुण्य कर्म नाम, जिनके अंदर वो सिंफुल रिएक्शन नहीं है, वो द्वंद्व और मोह से अटैक नहीं होते. भजन्ते माम दृढ़व्रता, वो व्यवसायत्मिक बुद्धि एक गुरु नंदना, वो रेजोल्यूटली मेरी डायरेक्शन में आते हैं. दे वर्शिप विद डिटर्मिनेशन, दे वर्शिप विद डिटर्मिनेशन. पर भगवान ये भी बताते हैं कि अभी भगवान एनकरेज भी बहुत करते हैं. भगवान ही ऑल्सो सेज दैट स्त्री शूद्र तथा वैश्य, जो भी हम लोग बोल रहे हैं, हम लोग तो सब शूद्र हैं. कलो शूद्र संभव है. तो भले हम लोग किसी भी योनि में क्यों ना हो, शूद्र तो बाय डिफॉल्ट हमारा कैटेगरी है एज पर भागवतम. अम, कोई भी बर्थ क्यों ना हो, इफ एनी बडी टेक शेल्टर ऑफ मी दे अटेन सुप्रीम डेस्टिनेशन. 9 चैप्टर मोस्ट कॉन्फिडेंशियल सर्विस भगवान बताते हैं. कोई भी क्यों ना हो, भगवान का आश्रय लेंगे तो नैया पार हो जाएगी. लो बर्थ मतलब we are carrying lot of sinful reactions which turns into sinful inclinations or material inclinations. और भगवान यही बताते हैं कि सर्व धर्म परित्यज्य, जो मुझे सरेंडर करता है उसके रिएक्शंस में मैं हर लेता हूँ. हाँ, पर वो मेरे एक्सपीरियंस में इमीडिएट नहीं होता. तो हमें वी वांट टू बी डिटरमिन्ड in our Krishna consciousness. Resolute, make Krishna is the only goal. We want to develop lobha. We want to have the eagerness to grow, have the clarity of goal. We want to know what we are trying to achieve, how far that is. And then we want to intensify our devotional practices and increase our devotional service. And we want to become more serious and sincere. महाराज बताते हैं कि if somebody thinks I cannot go back to Godhead in this life, that's because of lack of sincerity, he says. But we should hope against the hope that I want to go back to Godhead in this life. Even though I don't feel like I want to go back, or I will go back. So this is like hope against hope बोलते हैं इसको. रूपा गोस्वामी बताते हैं कि we feel like I'm not qualified, but I want to go back. I must go back. So that is good. But giving up hope is not good. That I can't do it. I cannot go back. Okay. So When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally arrived at the border of the state of Orissa, a government officer came there to meet him. So now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going from Orissa and he has to go to Bengal. So he came to the border, and then a government officer came to meet him. Mahaprabhu was with many devotees. It is very interesting actually. For 2 or 4 days, the government officer served the Lord. He also gave the Lord detailed information of what was ahead. Now, this is the first time actually Mahaprabhu is going on a return journey to Bengal. He just came and then he went to South India, and rest of the time he was in Puri. So now he was going on return journey. Um, then the government officer, when Mahaprabhu reached the border, a government officer came, and then for 2 or 4 days, he served Mahaprabhu, and he also told the detailed information of what is going to happen in this journey. Try to absorb in this journey and see um, how exciting the journey is. Imagine Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in Orissa and he is with many devotees, and Sankirtan is going on, and he is walking and he is at the border. He has to cross Bengal. He doesn't know what's coming up. He's not very sure of the path also. But he is eager to go and meet all his devotees. And this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. And somebody is coming and telling him, this is where you go after this, from there, from there. These are the difficulties on the path. He informed the Lord that the territory ahead was ruled by Muslim governor who was a drunkard. Out of fear of this king, no one could walk the road freely. So he came, he stayed, and he said, this path is not safe. Now you have to cross. There is no option. This is the border. Um, but the ruler there is a Muslim and who is a drunkard and who is very much against us. He's very much against Hindus. And many times he, for no reason, attacks Hindus. So this journey is very, very dangerous. Um, Then the governor said, out of fear of this king, no one could walk the road freely. No, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, during that time, there were a lot of problems in the culture, in the society, and a lot of casteism amongst Muslims and Hindus. In from those perspectives, very rough time. Even we will see, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Jagadananda Pandit. Jagannath Pandit developed a desire. This comes in Antya. He was personally serving Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He Satyabhama. So he developed a desire and he said, I want to go to Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu told him, it's not safe, Jaga, it's not safe. There are many pirates on the way and many such people. So don't go this route, go this route. Mahaprabhu is giving very practical instruction. And he told, don't be alone in Vrindavan because there are many elements which are not conducive. Many Appa Sampradayas that time also. So always be in association of Sanatan because he is mature, he lives there, and he knows how to deal with Brajvasis. He know different philosophy, different people follow. So don't be free. Be under his guidance, do this way, and then come back at this time. So Mahaprabhu is giving such practical instruction, Jagadatanda. So Mahaprabhu is going and he is being told about this Muslim. Um, And this part of Bengal, this is about to cross the border. Some part is under the rule of Muslim king, not the entire Bengal. And he's a very treacherous person. And we see that even Ramananda Roy, no, sorry, Rupa and Sanatan Goswami, they were working for a Muslim ruler, and that is Bengal. And he was such a cruel person. We will see that not this king, but such the rulers were such that when he wanted to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Muslim ruler, he put Sanatan Goswami in the prison house, in the jail. And this is going to happen after, probably few months from now when Mahaprabhu is going, or maybe at max a year, within this short duration, this will happen. Gives us a feeling of these Muslim tyrants. And one of them was Chan Kazi in Bengal, who in Navadip area, he was the ruler. And he said he actually broke all the mridangas when devotees were going out for Sankirtan. He wanted to kill them. So we see the environment, in especially in Bengal, whether it's Ramkeli, whether it's Navadvip, or whether it's this area. So this government officer, he told that this is not safe. He's a Muslim and he's very much against Hindus. This path, if you walk, and you are in saffron drops, you are a Hindu, so we don't know how they will treat you. The jurisdiction of Muslim government extend up to Pichalada. Due to fear of Muslims, no one would cross the river. So from this Yajapura and approaching the border of Orissa to a certain place, Pichalada, we will see that. This is very, very risky area to go for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And it's said that the Ganges in this area is like huge. Like unlike how you see Ganges today, like huge. You need a long time just to cross also. And it's very deep. Um, so and then we will see it later. There are many pirates. Pirates means who come from, if you cross, they will come from within the ocean, and they may harm you, they will steal your property, or they may kill you also, like pirates who are like water thieves, kind of. So and then the ruler is Muslim with all the pirates, and you are in a very safe region which is under the jurisdiction of Maharaj Pratap Rudra. So he told that for 2 to 4 days, these are all the dangers. And after you cross Pichalada, it's good. But this area from the border from Yajapur to Pichalada is very dangerous. And this river nobody crosses because he has his servants everywhere and they don't have mind. Maharaj Pratap Rudra's government officer further informed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he should stay at Orissa border for some days so that a peaceful agreement could be negotiated with the Muslim governor. In that way, the Lord would be able to cross the river peacefully in a boat. तो वो बोले महाप्रभु को कि आप यहीं रुको, कुछ दिनों तक बॉर्डर पे ही रुको और आगे मत जाओ, और हम लोग मुस्लिम गवर्नमेंट से एक पैक्ट साइन करेंगे, और जब वो लोग अप्रूव करेंगे तो फिर फुल सेफ्टी के साथ हम आपको यहाँ से भेजेंगे, अभी आप यहाँ से मत जाओ. So they requested Mahaprabhu to stay at the border for some days so we can have a peaceful agreement with the Muslim governor. At that time, a follower of Muslim governor arrived at the Orissa encampment dressed in a disguise. And this is like just like in previous time there was India and Pakistan borders. Likewise, this border, and this border is a dangerous place. There are Sainiks or these fighters on both sides of the border, and anytime this is a war zone, that kind of environment is there. And then this Muslim government has spies all over. So the spies, they come and they tell what is the intention, who is coming, and the spies, they go to inform the Muslim ruler that this person has come, be careful, and we have to attack now. So they are disguised people. So when this government officer was telling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you stay here for a few days, let us have a peaceful agreement with the Muslim governor, and then we will send you through a boat with safety. At that time of Muslim governor, a follower of Muslim governor or a spy arrived at Orissa encampment dressed in disguise as if he is a Hindu. He came as if he is a friend. So there are such people at that time. The Muslim spy saw the wonderful characteristics of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and when he returned to the Muslim governor, he told him, a mendicant has come from Jagannath Puri with many liberated souls. So this spy, when he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his heart was transformed. Mahaprabhu is like, Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate. He is most merciful and he has come to give love of Krishna to everyone. So very, very beautiful example of Mahaprabhu's beautiful mercy. When he saw this Hindu who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his heart was transformed. So he went to Muslim governor and he said, a mendicant or a sannyasi basically has come from Jagannath Puri with many liberated persons. See how he described that all the souls that he has come with, they're all liberated souls. And there is like, Haridas Thakur, and there is Mukunda, Damodar Pandit, Govinda, Kashishwar Pandit, all pure devotees, eternal associates of the Lord. So he could feel that in his heart. And he told this to the Muslim king. निरंतर करे सबे कृष्ण संकीर्तना सबे हासे nache gaye kare krandana. And then he's describing, because now Mahaprabhu want to enter into Muslim government rule, so the governor knows everything through spies. So the spy is telling, निरंतर करे सबे कृष्णा संकीर्तना, हमेशा ये लोग कृष्णा का संकीर्तन करते हैं 24 घंटे। सबे हासे नाचे गए करे क्रंदना। मुस्लिम लोग बताओ बताओ उनके बारे में। सब लोग हंसते हैं, नाचते हैं, गाते हैं और रोते हैं, यही करते हैं वो लोग। 2400 घंटे रोते हैं, हंसते हैं, नाचते हैं, गाते हैं और कृष्ण संकीर्तन में लीन रहते हैं, लिबरेटेड सोल्स हैं। This is the instruction spy give to Muslim governor. All these saintly people incessantly chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and they all laugh, dance, chant, and cry. Many millions upon millions of people come to see him, and after they see him, they cannot return home. So this is how the spy is describing. Millions of people are coming to see this mendicant, and once they come, they want to stay there only. They are enchanted by his presence, by the sankirtan that is happening there. By they also experience this cry and joy, and they also become leaned in sankirtan. And once they come, they never go. He just captures everybody. And this is just a description of this Muslim spy who is given to the governor. But the Muslim spy heart was transformed. Sei sab aloka hoy baulera paraya Krishna nahi nache kande gada gadi aya. Sei sab aloka hoy baulera paraya. Uh, in Hindi there is a word called, or Urdu, baula gaye. Baula gaye मतलब पागल हो गए. सही सब लोका हाया बाउलेरा पराया. जो भी इनके संग में आता है पागल हो जाता है. वो बड़े रीजनेबल लोग होते हैं, अपने रीजनेबल कपड़े पहनते हैं और व्यापारी हैं, अलग अलग लोग हैं, जो भी आते हैं इन भक्तों के संग, इन भक्तों के टच में आते हैं, पागल हो जाते हैं. कैसे एक्सप्रेशन बनाते हैं, रोने लगते हैं, गाने लगते हैं, नाचने लगते हैं. जिन्होंने जीवन भर नाचा नहीं है, उठपटांग नाचने लगते हैं, गाने लगते हैं, रोने लगते हैं, बिना किसी रीजन के हंसने लगते हैं. मिलियंस ऑफ पीपल आर कमिंग. और ये जो सन्यासी है, इसके टच में आके पागल हो जाते हैं सब. वो तो है ही सबके सब पागल, हंसते हैं, नाचते हैं, गाते हैं, रोते हैं और 24 घंटे संकीर्तन करते हैं. तो जो इनके साथ आता है उनके साथ भी यही हो जाता है. ऑल दीज पीपल बिकम लाइक मैडमैन. कृष्णा कही नाचे कांदे गदा गदी आया. दे सिंपली चैंट द होली नेम ऑफ कृष्णा. कृष्णा कही, उनके संग में आते ही वो कृष्णा 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 बोलने लगते हैं. नाचे कांडे, और नाचने लगते हैं. कांडे, रोने लगते हैं. गदा गदी आया, और दे आर रोलिंग ऑन ग्राउंड. अरे दे आर सच सेंसिबल व्यापारीज, लाइक जेंटलमैन. सोचो कोई आए और जमीन पे लोटपोट होने लगे, कोई एडल्ट, थोड़ा खराब लगता है यार कि भाई क्या हो गया आपको. तो वो आते हैं, जमीन पे लोटपोट होते हैं, रोते हैं, कृष्णा कृष्णा करते हैं, बौला जाते हैं सब लोग. ये इफेक्ट है इस इस सन्यासी का. और ये अकेले नहीं है, ये कई सारे लिबरेटेड सोल्स के साथ आ रहे हैं, हमारे रीजन, हमारे बॉर्डर पे खड़े हैं. Actually, these things cannot even be described. One can understand them only by seeing. Considering his influence, I accept him as a supreme personality of Godhead. तो ये स्पाई बोला मुस्लिम रूलर को कि मैं समझा नहीं सकता वहां क्या हो रहा है, उस बॉर्डर पे क्या चल रहा है, मेरे शब्द एनफ नहीं है. जब आप देखोगे तभी आप समझोगे कि क्या हो रहा है वहां पे. मुझे लगता है यही भगवान है. This is the mercy Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to this Muslim spy, कि he was convinced from within his heart. ये तो स्वयं भगवान प्रकट हो गए यहाँ पे. कंसिडरिंग हिज इन्फ्लुएंस, इनका इन्फ्लुएंस देख के भाई वो किसी को देखते हैं वो पागल हो जाता है, किसी को देखते हैं उसको शुद्ध प्रेम मिल जाता है, वो लिबरेट हो जाते हैं देखने से ही. उनका जो इन्फ्लुएंस है, आई मीन कई सारे डिवोटीज हैं, But a devotee cannot have, even pure devotees cannot have the influence like Mahaprabhu. कुछ चीजें जो है जो स्वयं भगवान ही कर सकते हैं केवल। और महाप्रभु का इन्फ्लुएंस ऐसा है कि देखने पर ही शुद्ध भक्ति मिल जाता है। तो ये जो मुस्लिम लोग बोल रहे हैं कि सीइंग हिज इन्फ्लुएंस, केवल वो क्या कर रहे हैं, आई एक्सेप्ट हिम एज सुप्रीम पर्सनैलिटी ऑफ गॉड, वही स्वयं भगवान है। अभी मुस्लिम के हिसाब से जो भी डेफिनेशन हो भगवान का, वो हमें पता नहीं, ज्ञान नहीं है, नॉलेज नहीं, फिलोसफी नहीं है, पर जो भी है भगवान वो इसी रूप में आ गए हैं अभी। तो मुस्लिम रूलर का भी इससे उनका हार्ट ट्रांसफॉर्म होता है, केवल इस पाई के संग से हार्ट ट्रांसफॉर्म होता है। ये होता है महाप्रभु का इन्फ्लुएंस, एम्पावरमेंट। एता कही से चरा, हरि कृष्णा गाया, हासे कांडे नाचे गाए, बौलेरा पर आया। आफ्टर सेइंग दिस, ये बोलने के बाद, एता कही से चरा, ये जो मैसेंजर था, हरि कृष्णा गाया, वो भी कृष्णा और हरि का नाम गाने लगा। ये जो मैसेंजर है, ये गवर्नमेंट है, सबसे क्रूअल किंग सामने खड़ा है, मुस्लिम रूलर है, और ये स्पाई ये बोल के कि वही स्वयं भगवान आ गए हैं, उनका इन्फ्लुएंस देख के हरि कृष्णा गाया, हासे कांदे नाचे गए, बौलेरा पर आया। वो भी गाते वक्त हंसने लगे, रोने लगे, डांस करने लगे और पागल हो गए। तो मुस्लिम रूलर देख रहा है कि मेरा अपना स्पाई वो भी पागल हो गया। After saying this, a messenger began to chant the holy names of Hari and Krishna. He also began to laugh and cry, dance and sing exactly like a madman. ये होता है एक क्षण भर के संग महाप्रभु का। इससे हमें पता लगता है कि महाप्रभु का कृपा कितना अपरंपार है। तभी रूपा गोस्वामी बताते हैं, नमो महावदन्याय, महावदन्याय, मोस्ट मैग्नेनिमस। क्यों? कृष्णा प्रेम दे रहे हैं आपको। हम लोग कितना स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं, प्रभु जी माता जी, कितना स्ट्रगल है भक्ति में आगे जाने के लिए, दिन प्रतिदिन कितना स्ट्रगल है अपने आप को कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस में एंगेज करना। अगर हम लोग एंगेज करना चाहते हैं तो, या और क्या है, ये रेगुलेटेड डिवोशन है। अभी रास्ता तो इन्फिनिटली लॉन्ग लगता है, पर महाप्रभु का संग से वो क्षण भर में दे देते हैं। ये भी ये भी बौला गए, हासे कांदे नाचे गाए, बौलेरा पर आया। एता सुनी यौवनेरा, मना फिरी गेला, आपना विश्वास उड़िया, स्थाने पठाइला। When the Muslim governor heard this, his mind changed. इनके संग से जो स्पाई था, जब वो हंसने नाचने गाने लगे, मुस्लिम रूलर जो किंग था, वो भी थोड़ा उसमें परिवर्तन आया। When the Muslim governor heard this, his mind changed. He then sent his secretary to the representative of Orissαν government. तो उन्होंने अपना एक एक गवर्नर, एक ऑफिसर भेजा, अपने सेक्रेटरी को भेजा। आपना विश्वासा, here Vishwas, Prabhupada says in the purport, Vishwas means a secretary. Vishwas here does not mean faith. अपना विश्वास उड़िया स्थाने पठाइला, जो अपना खुद का सेक्रेटरी था उनको भेजा, जांच करो जाके। ये स्पाई ने बोला है, स्पाई तो चला गया अभी, वो तो इन्फ्लुएंस हो गया है, आप जाके जांच करो क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे। द मुस्लिम सेक्रेटरी केम टू सी श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु। अभी वो क्या ना, वो एक ऑफिशियल ऑफिसर है, वो सेक्रेटरी है। वो आया, महाप्रभु सारे भक्तों के साथ निरंतर संकीर्तन कर रहे हैं, और हंस रहे हैं, नाच रहे हैं, गा रहे हैं, रो रहे हैं। यही वही वो करते हैं, महाप्रभु का यही काम है। तो मुस्लिम सेक्रेटरी आया जांच करने के लिए क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे। When he offered his respect to the Lord's lotus feet and uttered the holy name of the Lord, Krishna Krishna, he also was overwhelmed with ecstatic love. वो भी पागल हो गए। मुस्लिम रूलर ने बोला जाके जांच करो, वो गए, एनवायरनमेंट देखा, महाप्रभु को देखते ही उन्होंने बोला कृष्णा कृष्णा। यही महाप्रभु बताते हैं, उत्तम अधिकारी, जिसको देखने मात्र से आपके मुंह से कृष्णा कृष्णा निकलना शुरू हो जाए। क्या ये क्या ये क्या है, ये हम नहीं समझ सकते, क्योंकि खुद कुछ अलग ही लेवल है। सुप्रीम लेवल है, ये राधा रानी है, ये उनकी कृपा है, और उनकी कृपा परम्पार है। तो वो भी महाप्रभु को देखते ही बोले कृष्ण कृष्ण। उसके बाद वो भी रोने लगे, गाने लगे, हंसने लगे, लोटपोट होने लगे डस्ट में, और बौला गए, वो भी पागल हो गए, ओवरवेल्म विद एक्सटैटिक लव। तो अभी भाई मुस्लिम रूलर तो वेट कर रहे हैं, पहले तो स्पाई चला गया, उसके बाद अपना ही कॉन्फिडेंशियल सेक्रेटरी। ये सेक्रेटरी होता है ना, ये बहुत लॉयल होता है। ये एक तरीके से पर्सनल सर्वेंट होता है गवर्नर रूलर का। तो गवर्नर मुस्लिम जो बहुत ही, वो बहुत टायरेंट था, बहुत घटिया इंसान था। पर उन्होंने बोला कि जांच करो, और जांच किया तो सेक्रेटरी भी चला गया। After calming down, the Muslim secretary offered his respect and informed the representative of Orishan government, the Muslim government has sent me here. तो जब वो थोड़ा सा वापस आए अपने कॉन्शियसनेस में, तो महाप्रभु को साष्टांग किया, प्रणाम किया। And then he told him that I am the secretary of the Muslim governor, but he was overwhelmed with love of Krishna. If you agree, the Muslim governor will come here to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and then return. So then he said, can my king, the governor, can he come take your darshan? Can he come to see you? Because he had that relationship that whatever secretary will say to governor, governor will say. And governor mind also changed by the association of that spy. So he's requesting that can the governor himself come here, please. If you agree, the governor will come here, he will meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and then he will return, please. This is like unheard of in the border history between Bengal and Orissa, where the tension was too intense. The Muslim governor is very eager and he has submitted this petition with great request. It is a proposal for peace. You need not fear that we will fight. We will not bring any weapons. We will not bring any soldiers. It's a peacemaking. Don't know, but he wants to see him because his mind changed. And he told his Viswas, he told his secretary, go and judge karo. And if everything you feel, then I also want to come and see this mendicant. And the spy is telling, Swayam Bhagwan Prakat ho gaye hain. Supreme Personality of Godhead has descended. I can see it from his influence. The Muslim governor is very eager. He has submitted this petition with great respect. It is a proposal for peace. वो जो मुस्लिम होते हैं ना, they also they read their Quran. They are God conscious people, and they think they have faith in their own religion, and they think Hindus are like deviants, but they are also godly people in a way. But there is a egoistic understanding also. So it is a proposal for peace. No need to worry. But he just once want to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is absorbed. Nirantar Krishna Sankirtan. Upon hearing this proposal, the representative of the Orishan government, the Mahapatra, was very much astonished. He was like, "Aisa kaise possible hai? Muslim governor who is such a tyrant, he want to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu." He was astonished. He thought the Muslim governor is a drunkard who has changed his mind. This Mahapatra could not understand the spy because spy is in disguise. And this officer just came, the secretary just came. So who informed the governor, Muslim governor, who was such a tyrant? Who informed him and who influenced his mind? Why is he speaking? So Mahapatra was like confused. He was astonished that he is coming without any fighting, with full peace. Apane Mahaprabhu Tandra Mana Fira Ila Darshan Asmarana Yanra Jagata Tarila. It must be Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself who has changed the Muslims' mind. So Mahapatra सोचने लगे कि महाप्रभु ने उनका दिमाग चेंज किया. Darshana Smarana Yanra Jagata Tarila. Due to his presence and even due to his remembrance, the whole world is liberated. सो महापात्रा पता है भाई, तो चैतन्य महाप्रभु हैं, मेरे जो राजा हैं महाराज प्रताप रुद्रा, वो तो 1 मिनट में 100 दंडवत मारते हैं इनको, वो मेरे राजा है। और वो भगवान के शुद्ध भक्त हैं, वो 100 दंडवत मारते हैं इनको, रोते रहते हैं, और क्या ऑर्डर है इनका। और द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ चैतन्य महाप्रभु, ही इज हिमसेल्फ सेइंग महापात्रा, वो भी ऑब्वियसली भगवान के शुद्ध भक्त बन गए क्योंकि जब मुस्लिम बन गए तो महापात्रा का क्या होगा। सो ही वाज थिंकिंग अपने महाप्रभु आपने महाप्रभु तांद्रा मना फिराइला. Mahaprabhu himself influenced his mind. How is it that his mind is influenced? Mahaprabhu must have done that. Darshana smarane yana jagat tarila. By seeing him, obviously Mahapatra is seeing that Darshana Matra, by seeing him, they are liberated. These ladies and children on the top of elephant, by seeing him, liberated. Anybody who are coming, they are also engaged in Nirantar Sankirtan and ecstatic love for Krishna. By seeing him, and then he said, Darshana Smarane Yandra Jagata Tarila. He is liberating the whole world by Smaran also. Muslim ruler has not come. He is a tyrant. His mind is changed. He wants to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. महाप्रभु के स्मरण से ही उनका लिबरेशन हो गया. महापात्रा was thinking one can be delivered from material existence simply by remembering Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's holy name or by visiting him. Prabhupada says in the purport, if you see Mahaprabhu, you will be delivered, and if you remember Mahaprabhu, you will be delivered. And that's what by remembering Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's holy name or by visiting him, one can be delivered from material existence. हमारे भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर बोलते हैं ना कि लॉर्ड कृष्णा डिलीवर्ड ऑल द असुरस. गोपीनाथ मामा निवेदाना सुनो. And in that the last one, he says, Asura sakale paila charane bhak bhakti Thakur. Okay, I forgot, but which says that Asura Sakale, all the Asuras, Paila Charane, they all attained the lotus feet. ठाकुरा बशीलो आमी. मैं यहीं बैठा, मेरा उद्धार नहीं हुआ. भगवान श्री कृष्ण आए, सबको तो भेजा. जो असुर ने भगवान को मारने की कोशिश की, जैसे पूतना ने विष पिलाने की कोशिश की, उन सबका भी उद्धार हो गया. पर ठाकुर जी अभी यहीं बैठे हैं. ठाकुर मतलब भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर. तो ये हमारी भी दशा है. महाप्रभु को जिसने देखा उस वक्त, जिसने स्मरण किया, उनका उद्धार हो गया. और हम लोग अपने जूम कॉल में हम लोग यहाँ बैठे हैं, स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं. तो ये हमारे लिए भी सच है. तो इसलिए भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर रो रहे हैं. भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर बोलते हैं, गोपीनाथ आमा निवेदना सुनो, मेरा निवेदन सुनो भाई. गोपीनाथ, आपने सबको उद्धार कर दिया, असुरों का भी उद्धार कर दिया, मैं यहीं बैठा रह गया. तो हमारा प्रेयर हो सकता है महाप्रभु से कि महाप्रभु हम यहीं बैठे स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं. एता बलि विश्वासेरा कहिला वचना भाग्य तांद्रा आसी करुका प्रभु दर्शना. After thinking this, the Mahapatra immediately informed the Muslim secretary, it is a great fortune for your governor. Let him come visit Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. वो पूछे कि गवर्नर को ला सकते हैं क्या. तो महापात्र सोचे कि यार इनका हृदय परिवर्तन कैसे हो गया. गवर्नर का मिलने आ रहे हैं महाप्रभु से विद फुल पीस विदाउट एनी वेपन्स, ये कैसे हो सकता है. तो महापात्र सोचे कि महाप्रभु के स्मरण से ही ये इफेक्ट हो गया, वो अपने रिमेम्बरेंस से डिलीवर कर रहे हैं पूरे संसार को. तो फिर महापात्र को कॉन्फिडेंस आया. वो बोले कि आपके गवर्नर का भाग्य खुल गया. इट इज भाग्य तांद्रा आसी करु का प्रभु दर्शना. इट इज अ ग्रेट फॉर्च्यून फॉर योर गवर्नर. भाग्य. लेट हिम कम विजिट श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु. ऑल राइट, यू कम with peace and meet him once. However, let me make it understood that he should come here without weapons. He may bring with him 5 or 7 servants. ठीक है, वो राजा है, 5 से 7 सेवक ला सकते हैं, कोई वेपन नहीं आना चाहिए, आके महाप्रभु से मिल सकते हैं. So this is the tension and the border, and this is the influence Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in that environment. Very beautifully described by our Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami. The secretary returned to the Muslim governor and informed him of this news. Dressing himself like a Hindu, the Muslim governor then came to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. अपना धोती कुर्ता पहने, मुस्लिम जो ना अपना वो पहनते हैं, लॉन्ग गाउन और टोपी पहनते हैं. पर अभी क्या है, वो राजा हैं, धोती कुर्ता पहने, उनका हृदय परिवर्तन इतना हो गया. Dressing himself like a Hindu, the Muslim governor then came to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without any weapons with 5 or 7 servants. उनमें से सेक्रेटरी भी साथ आए थे. दूरा हाइते प्रभु देखी भूमि ते पड़िया दंडवत करे अश्रु पुलाकितहाना. Upon seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from a distant place, the Muslim governor fell to the ground and offered obeisances. Bhumete padiya. दूरा हाइते प्रभु देखी, दूर से ही जब प्रभु को देखा, भूमिते पड़िया, जमीन पे गिर गए. दंडवत करे अश्रु पुला की हाना. और दंडवत किया और अश्रु बहने लगे. ये है महाप्रभु का इन्फ्लुएंस. गवर्नर दूर से देख के जमीन पे गिरे, दंडवत किया और रोने लगे. पुलकितहाना मतलब जुबिलेंट एक्सटैटिक इमोशंस उनके शरीर में मैनिफेस्ट होने लगे. महाप्रभु को दूर से देखने में ओवरवेल्म हो गए. रोने लगे और एक्सटैटिक सिम्टम्स, पुलकितहाना, हेयर स्टैंडिंग ऑन एंड, बाकी सब उनको सिम्टम्स आने लगे. दूर से दंडवत किया उनको. महापात्रा अनिला तंद्रे करिया सम्मान यदा हाथे प्रभु आगे लाया कृष्णा नाम. Arriving in that way, the Muslim governor was respectfully brought before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by the Mahapatra. महापात्रा को अभी थोड़ा वो मिल गया क्योंकि मुस्लिम राजा को भी ला रहे हैं, तो महापात्रा लाए उनको, मुस्लिम राजा को. Respectfully brought before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the governor then stood before the Lord with folded hands and he chanted the holy name of Krishna. जीवन में पहली बार उन्होंने नाम लिया होगा कृष्ण का. बस टायरेंट थे वो, पर अभी शुद्ध भक्त हैं भगवान के, अभी उनको टायरेंट नहीं बोल सकते इस स्लाइड के बाद. हाथ जोड़ के रो रहे हैं, एक्सटैटिक सिम्टम आ रहे हैं और मन से निकल रहा है कृष्ण कृष्ण. ये है परिवर्तन हमारे मुस्लिम गवर्नर का. योदा हाथे प्रभु आगे लाया कृष्णा ना. प्रभु के आगे आते ही कृष्ण कृष्ण निकलने लगा उनके मुख से. आधमयवा न कुले के न जन्मा हाइला विधि मोरे हिंदू कुले के न जन्मीला. द गवर्नर देन सबमिसिवली आस्क्ड आधमयवा न कुले के न जन्मा हाइला, व्हाई वाज आई बोर्न इन अ मुस्लिम फैमिली. केना मतलब क्यों, जन्म हाइला क्यों मेरा जन्म, अधमा यौवन कुले, यौवना में हुआ, यौवना मतलब मुस्लिम कुल. व्हाई वाज आई बोर्न इन मुस्लिम फैमिली. विधि मोरे हिंदू कुले किनना जन्मिला. दिस इज कंसिडर्ड अ लो बर्थ. Why didn't supreme providence grant me a birth in a Hindu family? ये है गवर्नर का ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, कि वो अपने आप को धिक्कार रहे थे कि मेरा जन्म ऐसा क्यों हुआ, मुझे हिंदू फैमिली में क्यों बर्थ नहीं मिला, जिससे कि मैं आपके सन में बहुत पहले आ जाता, मेरा उद्धार बहुत पहले हो जाता. ऐसे इतना मुझे गलत जीवन नहीं जीना पड़ता, क्योंकि वो लोग ना, वो लोग गाय को खाते हैं, एक कल्चर है उनका. उनके कुरान में उनको लगता है कि उनके कुरान में लिखा है कि आप गाय को काट के खा सकते हो. तो उनका जीवन बहुत लो होता है, क्योंकि प्रिंसिपल्स बहुत गिरे हुए प्रिंसिपल्स होते हैं. आई मीन पहले भी युद्ध होता था ना कि दे वर ट्राइंग टू फीड हिंदूज काउ मीट एंड दे वुड डाई बट दे वुड नॉट ईट. ये हमारा हिंदू कल्चर है. और अभी तो हिंदू लोग भी गाय का मांस खाते हैं, ये अलग बात है. तो उन्होंने बोला कितना गिरा हुआ बर्थ यौवन में मेरा क्यों हुआ. हिंदू फैमिली में बर्थ लेता तो आपसे संग होता और मुझे इतने गलत काम नहीं करने पड़ते अपने पूरे जीवन में. इफ आई हैड टेकन बर्थ इन हिंदू फैमिली इट वुड हैव बीन इजियर फॉर मी टू रिमेन नियर योर लोटस फीट. सिंस माई बॉडी इज नाउ यूजलेस लेट मी डाई इमीडिएटली. ये क्या हो रहा है, महापात्रा को यकीन नहीं हो रहा. उनके जो 5 से 7 सर्वेंट है वो देख रहे हैं मुस्लिम गवर्नर को क्या हो गया. वो बोल रहे हैं कि मुझे अभी मृत्यु दे दो. मेरा पूरा जो शरीर है वह बेकार है, यूजलेस है, मृत्यु दंड दे दो मेरे को. अगर मैंने हिंदू फैमिली में बर्थ लिया होता तो मैं हमेशा आपके चरणों में अपने आप को सम्मिलित रखता. अभी मृत्यु दंड दो मेरे को, लेट मी डाई इमीडिएटली. एता सुनी महापात्रा आविष्टाहाना प्रभु के करेना स्तुति चरण धरिया. अपॉन हियरिंग द गवर्नर सबमिसिव स्टेटमेंट महापात्रा वाज ओवरवेल्म्ड विद जॉय. महापात्रा अभी बता रहे थे चैतन्य महाप्रभु को कि भाई सावधान रहो. वो 2 से 4 दिन तक बता रहे थे आगे बहुत डेंजर है. चैतन्य महाप्रभु निरंतर कृष्ण संकीर्तन ही कर रहे हैं और वो आके अब सबमिट कर रहे हैं कि यार मुझे ये मर जाने दो यहाँ पे। आपके संग में होता तो हिंदू में बर्थ होता तो आपके चरण में ही रहता हमेशा। महापात्र को लगा कि वाह, so महापात्र was overwhelmed with joy. He clasped the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and began to offer the following prayers. अभी क्या हुआ ना, महापात्र का समय आ गया। महापात्रा ने चैतन्य महाप्रभु का चरण स्पर्श किया पहले, वो पकड़ लिए चैतन्य महाप्रभु को चरण को। महापात्रा when actually महापात्रा he was following more or less, उनका भी हृदय ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हुआ। उनको चैतन्य महाप्रभु के ग्लोरीज के बारे में पता है, पर उनके अंदर भी कुछ इनिबिशन रहा होगा। और किंग का ऑर्डर था, महाराज प्रताप रुद्र ने ऑर्डर किया महापात्र हरिचंदन सेवा करो, तो वो सेवा कर रहे हैं क्योंकि वो दास है अपने किंगडम के। पर अभी जब उन्होंने ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन देखा मुस्लिम गवर्नर का, अभी वो ओवरवेल्म हो गए जॉय 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 से। ही क्लैप्स द लोटस फीट ऑफ श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु एंड बिगेन टू ऑफर द फॉलोइंग प्रेयर्स। वो स्तुति करने लगे। चंडाल पवित्र यानरा श्रीनाम श्रवणे हेना तोमार ए जीवा पाइला दर्शन। सिंपली बाय हियरिंग योर होली नेम चंडाल the lowest of men can be purified. Now this conditioned soul has received your personal interview. तो वो बोले चंडाल पवित्र याना श्री नामा श्रवण है, आपका नाम सुन के चंडाल भी पवित्र हो गए। हे ना तोमार ए जीवा पाइला दर्शन है, और आपने इस जीव को दर्शन दिया। नाउ दिस कंडीशन सोल हैज रिसीव्ड योर पर्सनल इंटरव्यू। इहारा ये ए गाती इथे की विस्मया Tomara darshane prabhava eimatahaya. It is no wonder that this Muslim governor has attained such results. Simply by seeing you, all this is possible. आपको देखते ही परिवर्तन होता है, दर्शन से परिवर्तन हो जाता है। तो इसमें कोई उतना ग्रेट नहीं है, कोई वंडर नहीं है, ये आपका स्वभाव है, आप ही ऐसे हो। Simply by seeing you, this is possible. यन्नामधेया शवनानुकीर्त यन्नामदेहा श्रवणानुकीर्तनात् यत्प्रावणाद् यत्स्मरणात् अपि क्वचित् स्वादोऽपि सद्यः श्रवणाय कल्पते कुतापुनस्ते भगवान् नुदर्शनात्. This is a prayer by Kunti Devi. This is quoted by Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami to prove कि भगवान के दर्शन से क्या हो जाता है और भगवान के नाम का ग्लोरी क्या है। To say nothing of the spiritual advancement of persons who see the Supreme Person face to face. Even a person born in a family of dog eaters, which is basically Yavana, even a person born in a family of dog eaters become immediately eligible to perform Vedic sacrifices if he once utter the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead or chants about him, hears about his pastimes, offer him obeisances or remembers him. अगर याद कर लिया भगवान को, नाम ले लिया, भगवान के बारे में कुछ अच्छा बोल दिया, भगवान को प्रणाम कर दिया, कुछ भी किया ना, तो जो डॉग ईटर होता है वो भी वैदिक सैक्रिफाइस कर सकता है, ब्राह्मण बन जाता है एकमात्र से। तो ये कपिला मुनि के सामने बैठे हैं देवहूति, एंड देवहूति इज ग्लोरीफाइंग कपिला मुनि थ्रू दिस वर्ड. दिस इज द ग्लोरी ऑफ द नेम, योर नेम एंड योर दर्शन. कृष्णस कविराज गोस्वामी कह रहे हैं कि here is an example. See, first the spy came, then the secretary came, and now the tyrant governor himself came. And by seeing him or by remembering him or by chanting his name, by the influence of this personality, स्वयं भगवान श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु, ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन देखो, डॉग ईटर हैज बिकम अ ब्राह्मण, has become eligible to perform Vedic rites, and that is visible from the consciousness of all three of them. Okay, so I just saw it's 9 o'clock. We will end here and see if there are any discussions, any questions at this point of time. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Prabhuji's and Mataji's. Dandavat pranam. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद. Thank you very much. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.